Why do I always suffer? Why is it always me? That's the question that eats away at you, isn't it? It's the same question I've asked myself 1,000 times, over and over. The answer never comes easy. It's always hanging in the air like a bad smell, like something rotting just beneath the surface. Every step you take, every breath, every single heartbeat is filled with that gnawing emptiness, that black hole inside you where hope should have been. But hope is for the weak. Hope is for the fools who can't see the world for what it really is. And the world, it's cruel. It's a beast with sharp teeth, always ready to tear you apart when you least expect it. I know that better than anyone. It doesn't care about your dreams, your plans, your wishes. It chews up the strong, spits them out, and laughs while you're bleeding on the ground. The weak don't even get a chance. But here's the thing. Suffering is the one constant. Pain is real. It's the only thing you can count on. Every second of my life has been drenched in it. From the moment I was born, I was marked by it. Literally. Do you see this brand? This cursed mark on my neck? It's not just some decoration. It's a reminder. A reminder that suffering is always there. Always lurking. Always waiting to drag me into the abyss. And it's the same for you, isn't it? That dark cloud. That weight on your chest that never leaves, no matter how hard you try to shake it off. You want to know why you suffer, why you always feel like you're fighting a losing battle. Because that's life. It's a damn battlefield, and you were never meant to win easily. The world wasn't built for victory. It was built for survival. And even that is a fight. Every single day. Look around you. Look at all the people who've tried, who've fought, who've bled. And what do they have to show for it? The graves are full of men who wanted something better. People who thought the world would eventually reward them for their hard work, for their sacrifices. They were wrong. They didn't understand the truth that suffering is part of the deal. It's the price of existence. You don't escape it. You don't run from it. You embrace it. But why does it have to be so brutal, you ask? Why does it have to hurt so damn much? Because pain is the only thing that keeps you alive. It's what sharpens you, what drives you forward when everything else is telling you to give up. You think strength comes from comfort, from happiness? Strength is born in agony, in despair, in the moments when you have nothing left but the raw, broken pieces of yourself. That's when you find out what you're really made of. You think you suffer more than anyone else. Maybe you do. Maybe you've been thrown into the fire more times than you can count. Maybe life has taken everything from you. Your family, your friends, your dreams. Maybe it's turned you into something you don't even recognize when you look in the mirror. But that's not an excuse to roll over and die. I've lost everything too. More than you can imagine. I've seen my closest comrades slaughtered before my eyes. I've been betrayed by the one person I trusted more than anyone in this cursed world. I've watched the woman I loved be torn apart, mind and soul, by forces beyond anything I could ever control. And you know what? I'm still here. I'm still fighting. I still take every breath like it's a challenge, like it's a war I refuse to lose. Because that's the only way you survive. You take every ounce of pain, every drop of blood, and you turn it into fuel. You turn it into the fire that burns hotter than the hell you've been thrown into. You want the pain to stop? Then stop expecting mercy. Stop waiting for someone to come along and pull you out of this nightmare. No one's coming. No one's going to save you. Not fate. Not some random twist of luck. It's just you and the darkness. And if you don't fight it with everything you've got, it will consume you. It will tear you apart from the inside out, and no one will care. You have to learn to fight, not just for survival, but for something deeper, for something that can't be taken away from you, no matter how hard life tries. You have to fight for yourself, for your own damn soul. You have to claw your way out of the pit, over and over again, until your hands are bloody, and your body is broken. Because that's the only way you're ever going to find meaning in this madness. You think I enjoy this? You think I like living every day, knowing that I'm one step away from death? That every moment could be my last? I don't. But I've accepted it. I've made peace with the fact that suffering is my constant companion. And in that acceptance, I found something stronger than hope. I found will. I found a reason to keep moving, even when every bone in my body screams for me to stop. Because the truth is, suffering doesn't end. Not for people like us. Not for the ones who've seen too much, who've felt too much. The only thing that changes is how you face it. You can let it break you. Let it grind you down into nothing. Or you can use it. You can let it make you harder, stronger, more relentless than you ever thought possible. There's a darkness inside you. I can see it. And it's screaming for release, for vengeance, for some kind of justice that you'll never get. That's the hardest part, isn't it? Knowing that the suffering is endless, that there's no finish line, no final victory waiting at the end. But here's what you need to understand. You are not a victim. Not anymore. You've survived everything that's been thrown at you. You're still here, still breathing, still fighting. That makes you dangerous. That makes you powerful in ways you don't even realize yet. But you've got to let go of the idea that things will ever be easy. They won't. They never will. You've got to embrace the struggle, the pain, the chaos. You've got to find strength in the suffering, because that's the only way you're going to survive this world. And maybe, just maybe, you'll find a way to thrive in it. Not by chasing some impossible dream of happiness, but by becoming something that can't be broken, something that can't be destroyed, no matter how hard life tries. Why do I always suffer? Because that's what life is. It's suffering. It's pain. It's loss. But it's also the only thing that's real. The only thing that proves you're alive. And if you're alive, then you have a choice. You can either let the suffering crush you, or you can rise above it. You can turn it into something that fuels you, that drives you, that makes you stronger than you ever thought possible. Look at me. Look at what I've become. I'm not a hero. I'm not some noble warrior fighting for justice or peace. I'm just a man who refuses to die. A man who refuses to let the darkness win. And that's what you need to be. Not a hero, not a savior. Just someone who won't be beaten. Someone who won't go down, no matter how many times life knocks you on your ass. You think you're cursed? You think you're marked for suffering? Maybe you are. But so what? That doesn't mean you give up. That doesn't mean you let it define you. You take that curse, that mark, that brand of pain, and you make it your weapon. You turn it into the thing that makes you unstoppable. Because that's what the world fears the most. Someone who won't break. Someone who won't bend, no matter how much suffering they endure. So why do you always suffer? Because you were built for it. Because you're stronger than the average person. Because you can handle it. And deep down, you know that. You've survived this long for a reason. There's a fire inside you that refuses to go out, even when everything around you is falling apart. But you've got to make a choice. You've got to decide whether you're going to let the suffering destroy you, or whether you're going to let it transform you into something more. Something that can't be touched by the pain, by the loss, by the darkness. Because once you do that, once you become that, you'll realize that suffering is nothing. It's just another challenge. And you were made to overcome challenges. You want to know the worst part? The world doesn't stop. Not for your pain. Not for your suffering. It just keeps spinning. Indifferent to everything you're going through. People move on. The sun rises and sets. And no one gives a damn about the battle you're fighting inside. That's the truth. And it's cold. It's brutal. But it's what you have to accept. No one's going to come to you with answers. No one's going to understand the depth of your suffering. You could scream at the top of your lungs, but the world will never hear you. That silence, that isolation, that's where you find yourself. In the void, where no one else dares to look. In the shadows, where even hope fears to tread. But that's the moment where everything changes. When you realize that no one's coming to save you, that's when you start saving yourself. You become your own salvation. You become your own strength. All the pain, all the suffering, it becomes the fuel that lights the fire inside you. It becomes your edge, your weapon. While others drown in their misery, you rise from it. While they crumble under the weight of their burdens, you learn to carry yours like armor. It won't make the suffering disappear, but it will make you unstoppable. And once you reach that point, you'll see that the suffering was never meant to break you. It was meant to build you. The truth is, you'll always suffer. There will always be pain, always be loss. But the difference between you and everyone else is that you'll learn to thrive in it. You'll become someone who embraces the darkness, who uses it to become stronger, harder, more relentless. People like you, like me, we don't get the luxury of peace. We don't get happy endings, but we get something far more powerful. We get the strength to survive anything, the strength to stand tall in the face of every storm life throws at us. And in the end, that's what matters. Not the absence of suffering, but the ability to endure it and come out the other side, unbroken. So stop asking why. Stop looking for some grand reason behind your suffering. There is none. It just is. And it's up to you to decide what you're going to do with it.